Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Four Keeps, the Abyss, part 11 of our Four Keeps adventure. Today is February 27th, 2022, and a very belated birthday to LB and an early birthday to Danae. Another thing to remember, you are loved, especially those two. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where anywhere audiocasts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on the after show of all of our VODs for each of the games that we have played up until this point. We answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description of this video or audiocast down below. But let's say you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Well, guess what, Acorns? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and we even have face masks. We have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all of the proceeds of all of our merch is currently going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause, or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Again, that is indooradventure.redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, LB, who are you playing today?
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitches. I'm playing Gwen, the halfling barbarian fighter. We both go by she, her.
Ahoy, I'm Cyber. I'm out of order. I use he or whatever pronouns. I play Arjhan. Arjhan is a draconian, weird-looking dog. He, him.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. Today I'm playing as Coriander, the Eladrin Paladin. They go by she, they, and he, and I go by she, her.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, a sexy senior citizen, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, LB/Gwen was not here, so I feel like this recap is gonna be a wild trip of fun for our missing players. So, when we started last week's session, we ended up asking Elistray about the celestial body that was depicted on the petroglyphs to the north of Vascor. It was at that point that Elistray revealed that this star, that this large celestial object, was none other than Celestian's home star. This place, this thing, also colloquially known, or more colloquially known as the Plane Breaker, which seems like it is this large meteor-like thing that just tears through different planes and different dimensions, leaving things behind, sometimes entire groups of people, such as the Dragonborn that exist in the Sea of Burning Night, thus giving a little bit of context to them. It was at this point that Caelum and Cori decided, or came to an end at their meditation, and Cori went in look for Gwen. As you know, she knew where Gwen was, but she had told Phillip to not go anywhere. And of course, Phillip immediately went someplace. That someplace being to go talk to Gwen about, hey, Cori said that may be a thing, with regards to the fact that they had found themselves indebted to the service of Tharisden. Now, when Cori arrived at the scene of their crime, Talos was there. A big burly man, eye patch, a metallic-looking hand that seemed to be trying to write a note on shavings of on the bark of a tree, and thankfully Cori had arrived because Talos was up to here trying to write, hey, I stole your friend, but trust me, it's for a good reason. So instead was able to inform Cori that the reason why Gwen and Phillip are currently hanging out with Talos, is that, well, to put it lightly, Talos is tired of Phillip fucking with his champion. You know, all of this is some bullshit, and that boy needs to figure himself out. He also did tell Cori that Gwen was going to have to go for a number of rounds against Talos, and to which he said, "It's okay. People don't usually last more than 3. So let's see how that ends up going on for Gwen's story later on. Now, part of this recap as well, Cori decided, well, now is the time, since we're all going about different things. I've been meaning to talk to Ren about what their deal is, how they're able to split themselves into different places, because this is a thing that's been on Cori's mind for a little bit. Ended up going to Verstaine, speaking with Sol Ren, realizing that Ren themselves was not a wood elf and not a dragon, but actually a changeling from the far north who has the ability to make hard copies of themselves, to which Cori was a little shocked, a little appalled, and wanted absolutely no part of that, especially after Ren went through the process of creating another version of themselves just to show Cori, and then murdered that copy of themselves in the basement of Town Hall. As you do, you know, in Ren's defense, they were underbaked. They needed to be in there for just a little bit longer before they could truly be a useful clone for them. Now, Cori, wanting none of this, decided, fuck it, I'm leaving. Arjhan ended up speaking with Rasa, realizing that also after speaking with Bill and Ted, who were there in Rasa's cave, that in Tev Elyon, as it turns out, when a metal band yells, "Let's open this fucking pit," it is a very different connotation when there is magic and the abyss involved, and it seems like the Drow former capital city of Tev Elyon has been, well, brought to a little bit of a sunder, as it was as part of Charlie's grand plan. With you all not being there, not my chair, not my fucking problem. Hey, Rasa, you want to meet Tiamat? I'd like your help. Rasa, being super on board with it, joined up with Arjhan. There was a fun moment where she was polymorphed into a draconian. How do legs work? Haha, we're having a great time. And then she ended up reverting back to a full red dragon, meeting Tiamat, and was promoted in Tiamat's army to be a lieutenant of her forces to prepare for the oncoming assault, interaction, altercation with Orcus. We don't really know at this point in time, but it's better to have a bunch of red dragons, Tiamat, Vlaakith, all of the forces of Zariel, like, just on retainer. You know, just like maybe if they hang out around the space, maybe it won't come to a rising blood war. But, you know, you can never be too careful. Caelum, on the other hand, had teleported to find a dwarf, an old man by the name of Olin, who was going to assist him in gaining access and knowledge at the petroglyphs of Northern Vascor. Having arrived, Caelum used a combination of animate object with a regeneration spell that Olin had cast, causing these broken down and ruined petroglyphs to reform and turn back into a rock wall, thanks to an overcast 10th level animate object spell as well. Wouldn't you know it? A door appeared on the walls of the petroglyph, a door that had 4 particular holes as well as a slot similar to the door of Saloon back at Caelum's original temple. Entering inside, Caelum found himself inside of a massive solarium where he was able to speak to an animated stone giant who formerly was a statue and now is the only giant, the only known giant on Illyria. Brother Groon has returned into the fold. But that is a recap for all of the things that are happening here on the material plane. But our story does not begin on the material plane for this day. Gwen, you had been chopping down trees with a fervor. You had been letting yourself just exclaim exasperations relating to Phillip after everything had been said and done. And at a heightened moment, you had effectively brought the idea of, like, why is my partner so stupid? Why would they do this? You turn, you see Phillip there. It's a little bit of a rough go, but then there is this blinding flash of light, and you feel yourself get struck by lightning. You see that Phillip is struck by the same bolt of lightning, as it is just this towering column that seems to rip down from the sky and connects to the both of you. And when I say the both of you, I technically mean all three, because it is very important to note that Todd indeed has come along to visit Talos on Ysgard. Now, inside of this lightning bolt, you are all brought forward, and Gwen, you're familiar with interplanar travel. You've been brought to Talos's cabin before, and so when you arrive, it is like that Marvel heroic 3-point landing. Like, no, you got this. Like, this isn't your first charade, and you just hear as you watch as Phillip just kind of goes head over tea kettle, followed by and you see, like, also tumbling in the snow, up large enough that it is just this large snowball with 2 little goat hooves sticking out of the front and Todd's head. It seems that they have been caught in this large snowball as well. The sky is dark outside of this massive, absolutely world-spanning tree that seems to be off in the distance, that Gwen, you have climbed before, and you see that at the top of this small hill is the cabin that you know to be Talos's. And Phillip is, like, trying to bundle themselves up and just, what happened? Where are we? What was that?
That was my god. That was Talos.
Oh, like, as soon as you say it was Talos, like, Phillip, like, just immediately yarfs. Like, he was not ready for big adventure. If anything, he had just gotten done spending the last session with you exclaiming that maybe big adventure wasn't something that he was cut out for.
Mm-hmm.
But here he is. And at this point, you see that Todd has sort of, like, busted themselves loose out of this snow, out of this large snowball, and is currently, like, pulling up what look to be, like, long fronds of grass through the snow. They seem like Todd is capable of finding food wherever they go.
He's fine.
And as you kind of explain, like, we're gonna meet Talos. I hope you're ready.
Yeah. Gird your loins.
And Phillip, you see, is just like, should I have armor on? Is this like, is he gonna fight me? I don't want to fight Talos.
Gods, I hope not.
I would rather not. I've heard stories. He's crazy. He's a loose cannon.
Yeah, he took my eye, Phillip.
Yeah, I know why I don't want to fight him.
I don't know what he wants, but it's got to be something good. Knowing him. I'm not saying that with sarcasm. I trust my god. I trust my god.
And as you say that, the door to the cabin opens, and you see that there is this warm hearth light that seems to come from within. And Phillip, going over to, like, come on, Todd, like, has, like, a rope around Todd's neck to, like, help pull. And Todd is like, yeah, I don't want to be out in the cold anyways. And, like, also begins to sidle up.
All right, just let me do the talking, please. I've been here before, so just let me do the talking if you don't mind.
And Phillip, usually you're used to Phillip having a little bit more of a spice to him, more of that bickering quality. But as it turns out, the comments that he overheard from you, that you don't know how many of which he overheard, as well as, being in this place, he's very much like, okay. Like, he's not putting up any kind of barrier against this, I want to say.
Walks in the door. Talos! What's up?
And you see that Talos's back is turned to you. He's looking at the fire. He's got his feet on like a large animal skin rug, and it's not a bear necessarily. It has too many arms to be a bear. But like the face is still there. It's a very strange creature, and you're guessing that most likely it's not from around here. And as you say, like, oh, Talos, it's so good to see you. He does not look in your direction. You see that he like brings down a mug and says, close the door behind you.
Yeah, of course. Gwen closes the door, kicks off her boot, like kicks the snow off her boots and like motions for Phillip to do the same.
Yeah, and Gwen, as you are kicking off your boots, it does have this same like Victory Tavern like feel. You can see that there are new additions to the taverns, little updates that you've seen. It looks like Talos has actually, with the eye that he collected from you, it seems like that spurred him on a little bit of a kick. And now currently there is a jar of eyes that are resting at the at the bar table itself. Mm-hmm. And there's a little note above it that says there's always a way to pay. And there is also a placard up above the bar that says 4-round champion Undertaker. And you see like this dude with like skeletal makeup, like looking really creepy, posted underneath it.
Huh.
And
like
Talos,
what you've done with the place?
Talos will turn back and he'll take his chair, and he just like, you can tell that like he wants to throw it. His knuckles are tight on the back brace of it. Mm-hmm. And this is his chair, man. He's not just gonna throw his chair. Do you know how long he had to sit in it to get the butt grooves right? Like it's a whole process.
Oh my god.
And he, if anything, you can see that like he will take it and he'll huck it, but it will like hit against like a cloud that comes up against, so it sort of like cushions it and then falls into its place. And
Gwen kind of steps in front of Phillip a little bit, like Mom does the like puts him behind her a little bit stance, like just out of sheer instinct.
Oh yeah. And Talos like sees you do this, and you can tell that in this action there is a question in his mind that he has not been able to ask, but he has suddenly realized the answer to. And he says, "Are you the one who put her up to this?" And Phillip's eyes go wide, and he just like keeps his mouth shut, and very quietly sort of like tugs on the back of your jacket, Gwen. Yeah. Like, he told me not to talk, and he's talking directly at me. What am I supposed to do?
Go ahead. Say.
I'm not exactly sure what you mean. And his sentence is cut off by a thunderclap as Talos disappears from where he is standing in a bolt of electricity until he is behind both you and Phillip. You see him with one large, gauntleted, meaty hand pick Phillip up by the shoulder and just looks at him and says, "The book. Did you give her this book? Have you been telling her to write?" And Phillip, no, I haven't. And like, as he like raises his hands up in defense, you see that his sleeve comes down that has the like dark spiral tattoo. And like Talos, like he goes to he throws Phillip, and he watches like Phillip like goes sailing into a corner. It's just like little bit of a sniveling sound that seems to come from him. And there is like groaning as Phillip has just been yeeted. And Talos looks down at you and says, "I thought we were done with this. I thought that this was the end."
Was done with this. He decided to reopen the book.
And you hear this.
I told him not to.
And Talos looks at you. So he's a distraction.
No, he's motivation.
And when you say that, he looks at you and says, motivation towards what goal?
To get stronger, I need motivation, and he is one of them. I love him. He's an idiot, but I love him.
So you care about him.
Yes.
Good. And there is that thunderclap again, and you see that Talos has Phillip up by, like, the nape of, like, Phillip always has, like, a little half cape, you know, like, to have, like, that little hero, guys. It is just being held up by said half cape. So if the one that you care about, the one that you love, is the one that is influenced by the Chained Oblivion himself, what are you going to do about it? I would like to be let down. No, you don't get to speak. Okay.
Yeah, you don't get to speak right now. That's not a great idea. Well, we were thinking of options. I am not the brains of the operation, as you know. But one of the options was to have another god take over influence of Phillip so that this is null and void. We were working on Tiamat because he kind of already has a thing with the contract with Arjhan. But I don't know how contracts work, so I can't really speak to that.
You feel the air pressure, like, drop. There is a presence that is coming from Talos when you're like, yeah, we were planning on going to Tiamat, and his, like, you can tell it's one of those, like, why didn't you come to me first? Like, there is that. And then, like, Gwen, as you are, like, looking at this and you feel that pressure, there is a second rung in this bar that rests above you. And you can see that, contrary to before, where it was just you and Talos in this abandoned-looking bar, there are silhouetted figures that seem to be, like, leaning in over the banister. It seems like this is drawing a little bit of a crowd.
Yeah, Gwen kind of looks up. Talos, you know that I respect you more than any other god in the Pantheon. True? Oh, yes it is. However, your presence is not quite as present as the other gods in my party. I like it that way. But in this instance, I usually can't just call on you for things. You're busy. You're doing stuff. I understand. If you need me, I'm here. But you're busy. And that's fine. If you want to help, absolutely. But if you don't, there are other gods.
And when you say that, you see, like, one of the silhouetted figures just sort of, like, gives you a little, like, yoo-hoo. And, like, you look up and you see that it is a woman with ice blue hair that is sort of, like, pushed back. She has, like, snow white skin, and she's just looking like she has, like, a nice frosted drink in one hand. And then as she is looking down at you, like, yes, you can definitely come and join me. To answer chat's question, no, this is not fucking Char. This is a deity that was dealt with on a different game on this channel, and has an entire module. Yes, this is actually indeed Auril herself looking in on this match, as it seems like the gods of fury are all very well connected in being able to look out for such a thing. And you can see that as you're just like, but you're so busy and, like, motioning around this otherwise empty bar, that there are quite a few chuckles that are coming as well. And Talos,
this is either going to play really well or really poorly for Gwen. She's making a play.
Talos looks at you and says, "So what you're telling me is that you need me at your beck and call whenever you need help. Is that it?"
That is not what I said. I said that the other gods that are present within my group are. And I don't say that's a good thing. I'm just saying it's a thing. You're busy. You have a lot of realms to cover. I don't want to bug you with everything. That's what I'm saying. But if you want to help in this situation, I'm sure we could come to some sort of agreement. I have another eye.
And he leans back, and Philip's like, "I have two, if that helps." Just like raises up and just shush. And as he says shush to Philip, there's a brilliant flash of lightning. And you see that lightning then shoots from where Philip was into a bottle on one of the shelves behind the bar. And you see just a tiny little Philip inside of this bar. And like Talos then goes to look at you, and he's about to say something, and what he's saying is then interrupted as you see that Todd has like stood on front legs, double back kick onto Talos's upper thigh. And Talos looks down and just, "I like you, but you still gotta go too," and like grabs Todd by the horns, throws, and you see Todd like turns into lightning, captured into a bottle that's like next to Philip. And Philip is like, "Todd, oh my God." And they're doing like the Doctor Who thing where they're like putting their faces up against the wall. Except that's what Philip is doing, assuming that Todd will do the same. But Todd is just like ramming their head into the side of the bottle. And you can see that the bottle is like, doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. And Talos then says to you, and says, "All right. You want my assistance when you need it. I'm guessing you don't want me to kill him because you need him."
No, because I love him.
And Talos like shrugs a little bit.
Yes. And if this god gets what he wants from Philip, then we're all kind of fucked. You know who it is, right?
I wouldn't be as pissed if I didn't.
Okay. Then we're on the same page. We don't want Tharsden to come back.
And there is like a general, like, there's a general hush that kind of like falls over. And then there's even a chiding comment that's like, "Oh yes, the two of you share the same portfolio, don't you? Chaos and Storms and all of that." And you see that like there's like a ooh that goes over, and Talos like looks up into the rafters to see who said it, and it's Oral. Just sort of like, like, "What are you gonna do? We're in the same vein of friends." And he's just like, he's getting amped up now. Like there is like a static buildup that seems to be happening over Talos. And he says, "Right. Then you and I are going to settle this in the only way that a warrior truly knows how."
Chink.
And he will clap his hands above his head, and as they do, there is that loud thunderclap. And with a brilliant flash of lightning, you see that there is a ring that is set up in the middle of this bar. It seems like it has like the ropes on the side, like you can get onto this mat, to this podium that has been set up. And Tharsden will take a step in.
I'm sorry. Talos?
Talos will, yes.
You said Tharsden?
Yeah, sorry, Talos will. My bad. Yeah, Cos, it's a dance-off. You're right. No, so Talos will step in and just throws off their cloak, and like with one fell swoop, and you can see that their body is massive. Like it's like the side of a barn. If that barn had been riddled with scars and battle wounds and like every single delicious wound that Talos has ever suffered in battle is on full display, and he knows it. And you can see that like outside of all of the grandeur that Talos has presented, their right hand is still like this metal gauntlet that seems to have like free flexile fingers, but it seems like it is connected at the wrist itself. And Talos,
there's just like a small audible God damn from Gwen. Oh, sorry.
and Talos will then extend like towards you and just like, come on.
How big is he?
Talos himself stands like, you're used to
like
Goliaths.
Large size?
Yeah, he's about large size, I would say.
Okay. Cool.
And he says, if you beat me, then we will have an entirely different conversation. For what you want my assistance. You want to have an easy way of reaching me. And you want your lover boy to be free from Tharsden. That's 3. 3 rounds.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. So, I would say roll for initiative. But Tharsden, what is your dex? Your dex is 12. Tharsden's dex is about
Stop
18.
saying Tharsden.
Talos.
Talos,
Right? Are we sure?
Talos, yes. Yes, I am sure. That is what I
got
have
a question. Does he
in
have the
notes.
actor feat?
No. So,
Okay.
Gwen. Talos the Tempest, not to be confused with Tempest the Talos, has challenged you to this battle. And that if you are able to go 3 rounds, minimum, Talos will give you what you want.
Okay.
However...
Yeah, if I may cut in.
Yeah.
3 rounds mechanically or 3 rounds like of a fight?
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That's my question.
It is. Because this is martial combat, this is 3 rounds of a fight. So, the battle begins. Gwen, you are up against Talos, and once you have entered into the ring, Talos, on his turn, is going to extend his hand out, and you see that this maul appears in his hand, just seeming to have rushed off from the side wall of weapons and other things that he has at his disposal. And when he takes it, you see that he takes from his pocket what looks to be like this iron statue that is to Talos. It seems like this is an old livery. He pops it up into the air and then smashes it. As he does, it breaks off into what appears to be thousands of pieces that then float up into the air as a metal cage appears over your ring. You are now in a cage match with the Stormlord himself.
Dope. Okay. Cool.
For his second attack, he's going to make a swing at you. So that is not a crit, which is good.
What is his
He has a plus 19 to hit.
No, he's gonna hit me every time.
Yeah.
But what is his weapon?
His weapon is a it seems like a giant maul.
Okay.
So he is going to deal on the initial hit. And you can be raging going into this. We won't detract that from what Gwen has going because you have rage into surprise rounds. He asked you to join him in the ring. There was enough prep time that if you needed any additional things, you would have that. You would have access to that. He is going to deal 21 points of bludgeoning damage and 27 points of thunder damage as he hits you with this maul.
Okay. And you said 27 is a second?
27 thunder. That is correct.
Okay.
As when he hits you with this maul, you can feel that initial burst, but then there is just a storm front has just jolted itself into your chest.
Awesome. All right. Good. Is that his turn?
That was it for his turn.
Okay. Gwen feels the thunder hit and she goes, "That's a great idea." She's going to summon a manifested echo above. How tall is the cage?
The cage, we're going to say this is a 20-foot cage. If mankind fell from it, he'd be broken in half.
I'll summon it in the top corner.
Okay.
I will summon Grayskull with me.
Okay.
Because I'm sure he is fucking hype about this.
A Grayskull just... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yes, I am. Oh, yeah, he said the thing.
That's a bonus action.
Okay.
I'm gonna... I might as well recklessly attack, because why not? I mean, he's gonna hit me no matter what. Let me just double check my... Alright. Are you kidding me? 19? Does 19 hit?
A 19 does not hit. Your axe goes into his abs where you've seen a scar, and you just see the axe sticks, but then you realize that he is just flexing his muscles to catch your axe.
Gwen kind of laughs because that's really fucking cool. I'm gonna do a second attack.
Okay.
Much better. That's 30.
30 does hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. I do fire damage. I have 2d6. Okay. I haven't played Gwen in a while. This will be fun. Okay. That's 7, 14, 26.
26?
To hit.
Okay.
I can do math still. Hey, yo. Some is slashing, some is fire. Do you need to know the difference?
Nope. As long as it's not lightning or thunder, you're golden.
Cool.
Okay. So you have taken 2 attacks against him. You have Grayskull up as a bonus action.
Correct.
Okay.
That is my turn.
So Talos is going to... he's going to make a grapple check against you.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Man, that's at advantage, so it's 18.
He got a 23.
Yeah.
So he is going to pick you up in one hand. As a bonus action, you see that the cage itself begins to spark and crackle as you see that there's electricity running through it. He's going to make a ranged attack using you as the weapon.
Yes. Okay.
For a natural 20.
Oh no!
So Gwen, he takes you and just reels and then throws you. Just the complete sidearm. You go rattling forward and you hit the top wall as you are electrified. Now, the thing about Talos, as the god of lightning and thunder, he deals max damage with electricity.
Yeah.
So you are going to be dealt, this would be 64 points of lightning damage.
Okay, Gwen shudders for a second. She becomes incorporeal, and I use my shadowy defense.
Okay.
To take half.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay. That was Talos' turn.
All right. How far away am I from him now?
Well, you fell back down from the ring. Thankfully, the ring does have a little bit of give to it, so you don't take any damage when you fall. Especially while you're raging, it would be 1 point of damage, so why would we even bother? But you are within rushing distance. It seems like there is no... The purpose of this ring is that neither of you are ever going to be outside of, like, I'm a rush and hit the shit out of you distance.
Yeah, Gwen is going to move in, and she is going to use her runtax on the chain and try and throw it up into him.
Okay.
For step 1. Action 1. Why are you rolling such shit? Not enough.
Okay.
I'm trying different dice.
And I imagine that it's like he just tilts his head out of the way as like it just soars past.
All right, let's try these fun sharp dice. Okay. Second attack. These are reckless. 24.
Okay. A 24 does hit.
Okay. And that's a 1. Ooh, much better. That's 8 plus 5, 13 plus 8 is 21 damage on that one.
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and use my action surge to hold the chain back and do 2 more attacks.
Okay.
Thematically aiming for the ankles, you know.
Of course, yeah.
Slash the ankles. Oh, that's a crit. Yes, it's a crit.
Yeah, crit against Talos.
Yeah, okay. So that's okay, so now if I'm reading this correctly, because I have no. Not relentless rage. It's once per so long. Brutal critical. You can roll 2 additional weapon damage dice. Is that on top of the double I'm already rolling?
Yeah. So you would basically you roll like, for example, if your damage is a D12, you would roll 3 D12.
Okay, and then plus the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 2 additional fire dice?
That is correct, yeah, because it is a crit.
God.
Yeah, with the brutal critical, you basically, like, because you double the dice, you just get an additional one at the end result.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay. And, that's a 7. Good. That's a 1. That's a 2. Okay. So, let me do the maths real quick. 6, 10, 11, so 10, 20, 31, 36, 39 damage on that one.
Okay.
And then I get 1 more attack. And that is a 27 to hit. Which hits?
Yes, it does.
Hits, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yep.
So that's going to be 17 plus 8 is 25 damage.
Okay, so for 25 damage. Okay.
And that's Gwen's turn.
Okay, and you see that, like, you have landed some good cuts on him, some solid marks, and, like, you just see that, like, and you've been in many a fights. You can tell that this is painful. You know that these hits are painful, but you aren't getting a sense
to a mortal.
Yeah, you aren't getting a sense of pain or annoyance from Talos.
Mm-hmm.
There is almost like a childlike joy that seems to be coming from Talos. And he, since you are directly at him, he is going to try and strike at you with his maul.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
So that is a hit. I'm basically just rolling to see if it's a crit.
Yeah.
At this point in time. So he is going to deal... That would be 28 points of bludgeoning damage. And then be 16 points of... Or no, because it's max because of thunder. That would be for 28 points of thunder damage.
Okay. These aren't spells, right?
They
just
are
making
not,
sure.
no.
Okay. Just making
These
sure.
are just him like
Yeah.
wailing at you on this one. And he looks at you. How's Gwen looking, by the way?
I'm almost exactly at half.
Okay, sounds good. So he is going to look at you, and he says, "Ever since you came back to life, you've had my blessing nestled in your eye socket. Why haven't you used it yet?"
It didn't come with an instruction manual, and you weren't really forthcoming with what it does.
And this is like, that'll be between like the first and second attack.
Yeah.
And he like, as he's like bringing his maul to hit you the second time, he yells, "You need to use your rage." And that's when he like hits you square in the chest again with this.
I don't want to yell too much.
Yeah.
Abaddon
It'll
gets
it'll
upset,
startle
but
the
she
cats.
is yelling. Yeah,
Gwen yells,
Abaddon.
"I am."
I All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right. I am going to. Is the field still electrified?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to move Grayskull to the ground, and he is going to attack from behind. 2 16s. That's 30.
Okay, 30 hits.
Well, Gwen attacks from the front. So his damage is, that's a 2. Better. 50 plus 8 is 23.
Okay.
And then Gwen attacks for 32 to hit.
Okay.
That's a 1. This is also a 1. 10 for 23 damage.
Okay. Yeah, and like you are just chipping away at Talos.
Mhm.
And it seems like, again, like the more that you hit him, the more that he seems to be enjoying this fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you've hit him. Grayskull has hit him from behind, and he is just going to, using the back of his hand, turn, and he is going to yell "coward" as he strikes out at Grayskull. Because obviously you don't attack somebody from the back. Poor form.
Right in the butt.
Right in the butt. But yeah, so he is going to strike out. That is 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they only have like 1 HP.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he just like completely like just goes through. And then he is going to turn towards you, Gwen. And you see that like as he turns, he has built up a kinetic energy from his feet, and you can see like lightning sparking. And he is going to then open palm towards you, and he is going to cast a lightning bolt at 9th level for maximum damage.
Okie dokie. Mage Slayer.
Okay.
The eyes just go wide as this is happening. If I cast a spell, you can use a reaction to make a melee weapon attack against creature and damage creature's concentration. Okay, so hopefully I can attack him so that he can lose concentration. Well, not that he has concentration on the spell. Okay. Oh boy. 21.
Okay, so 21 actually misses. As you take 84 points of lightning damage.
Is it a save? Do I get a save?
This is a dexterity save.
Okay. And I get advantage on that because
raging.
Okay.
You can definitely see
Because
where he
raging.
is. Yeah.
Yes, and it's oh buddy. It's a dex save.
It is.
It's a 9. It's like it's nestled between my strength and con, which are plus 11 and plus 10, and I'm like, oh, really, dex? That's it. Okay, 84 damage.
That is correct. Yes.
Gwen's just like sizzling as she kind of like hits the ground and like.
Okay. That was it for him.
This is round 1. Do I know? Is this like to the? When does a round end? How would I know?
You basically you have to call it for a round, like you give up, kind of thing. Which you're guessing that Talos probably won't take lightly.
Yeah.
So you're guessing that a round, it's when you drop.
Yeah, fair. But I is it
So for the purpose of the mechanic, because Gwen does not drop, he's basically seeing when you, and like we can even scooch down, like if you have still just a shit ton of HP. He is basically
I
looking.
don't.
He's basically looking, can you persist through with your rage past where he is able to deal damage to you? So like your relentless rage, like he's looking like, can you survive?
Okay.
Can you survive the eye of the storm once you hit that? Once you hit that point for X number of rounds. Okay.
Because I do have all of my friends that I can bring in. I don't think that that's a good idea. I don't think that's what he wants.
Yeah.
But if I like have to survive,
Mm-hmm.
then I might need to do something like that. Okay. So Gwen kind of like gets up again, like kind of smells herself. Oh, that's nasty. Burnt hair is never good. Ah! I'm gonna run in, and I'm gonna Shadow of the Colossus this a bit. I'm gonna jump up on his knee and try to hit him in the neck.
Okay.
Not a called shot, just thematic.
Yeah.
That's a 22.
Okay. 22 misses.
Oh, Lord in heaven. Oh, that's better. Does my thing count for 19s yet? No, I don't think it does. Savage attacker. No, okay. So, that's 30, 35. 34.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. All right. That's a 2. It's off the table. All right. 15. Math eluded me. 1826 damage on that one.
Okay.
And yeah. That's the second attack. And then I will use my bonus action to manifest Grayskull. But instead of with his axe, I'm gonna manifest him with a little number 1 finger.
Just a little foamy boy.
Yeah, he's just here to cheer me on.
You see that Grayskull, like, as a spirit? Like, he has, like, a sling over one arm. There's, like, some, like, bandages that are going around his head and covering one eye. And he's like, woo, yeah! Oh! As it seems like gods are a little bit better at slapping the shit out of things from the ethereal realm than most folks. So, yeah, Grayskull is, like, he's, like, feeling injured, but just like, this is the greatest day of my life.
Talos kicked me in the chest once.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. No, that is what Grayskull is at right now. It's like, he backhanded me. It was incredible. So, yeah, you do this, and Talos, very similarly, is going to try and boot you in the chest again.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to be a 31 to hit.
Sure does.
Okay, so you will be taking 24 points of bludgeoning damage and then 28 points of thunder damage.
All right. That got me down, but I do have a relentless rage, so
Okay.
I can.
You need to
Please
roll
scroll,
above a
thank you.
10 to start.
I do. Don't fuck me, dice. Rolled a 3.
Well, you have a plus 10 modifier, so thankfully,
Why?
you are able to, like, stand up from that as, like, there is that, like, I imagine it's the anime moment where, like, you hit the wall, it's slow-mo, like, as, like, a little bit of blood comes out. Got
Only
it,
one
like,
eye's
coming down
open.
your face.
Yeah.
As you go to look up, Talos is in front of you, but he has both of his hands above his head in a hammer fist as he goes to then bring it down on top of you for his second attack, which is... It would be a 26 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay, so make your save because you are only at 1.
Yes. So that's a 15 I need to hit.
That is correct.
18.
Okay, you are good. Okay, that is it for his turn.
Gwen's like,
As he, like, brings, like, the hammer fist over the back of your head as you're, like, still trying to get up, and he's expecting you to just sploot, like, into paste, but there is just that resilience of Gwen, and, like, as you're looking up, blood coming from your eye, you just see in, like, a little glass bottle on the side, just, Gwen! And it's, like, Phillip, like, trying to, like, you can do this, yeah.
Gwen, like, looks at him, looks at Talos, gives Talos a wink. As my bonus action, I'm gonna do Second Wind.
Okay.
It's not a lot, but it'll reset my thing, so I go back to 10. Oh, that's a 1.
I don't know, does it?
Oh, I can't, you're right.
Yeah, no, it's just, like,
you're right.
until your next short or long rest. If you don't want a short win, or...
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, God, I haven't had to use it yet. That's so exciting.
I think it's short rest.
Yeah, it's short. I think it's short or long rest, but it's not like if you heal yourself, then it drops the difficulty back down.
Oh. If starting a level, you fight. Yeah. Okay. Each time you use this feature after the first. Okay. Yes. Okay. Never mind then. No. Gwen is going to. Don't have the Sun Forger right now. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Let's go again. Same verse, second verse, same as the first.
Okay.
Oh. He's been moving. And I have the Echo Shard gauntlets on.
You do.
I forgot.
Funny thing about Talos and thunder damage.
Oh, that's true. So every time he moves, there's just a little...
Yeah, it's every footstep that he takes is like thunder rolling in the distance.
Yeah, the first one is 34.
Okay.
Oh, that's another natural 20!
Bah, 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 bah.
Hey, yo, what a time. What a time to be alive.
Okay, so with a nat 20, what lasting scar do you want to give Talos? What scar do you want to point at Talos and be like, I did that one?
I want it to be like right... I'm not going to show it, but because no feed on Twitch, but like right, like across almost his Achilles.
Okay.
But like close enough. Do you want me to roll damage?
You can, yeah. Let's see how grievous, let's see how gnarly this scar is.
Okay. Roll in my mat that I got out specifically for this. That's a 1. All right. A lot of 4s. It's okay. All right. 18, 26, 35, 31, 43, plus 8 is 51.
Jesus. Yeah. The gnarly scar on Talos is what you done did.
Yeah. Gwen is just like yelling as she like slides under him and just like right on his ankle and then turns around and ready yourself.
Okay. So Talos, you have cut into his ankle. He is going to look at you and he straightens out his right arm, and the gauntlet that is his metallic hand, he places into a fist, and you hear a thunder crack as the hand shoots off towards you. As he is going to fire his metallic arm at you. That is going to be for a 31 to hit. That is going to be, make your save.
Okay. All right. $25.
Okay.
You get to stay. You're my new
Talos. His hand gone from his wrist. You can see that there is what looks to be gale force winds that are coming from the stump itself. And he says, "You've done well to harness your rage. This is the last strike." And he straightens his arm out, and as a bonus action, he is going to cast Blade of Disaster as those gale force winds turn into a bladed rift that comes out of his arm as he then winds back and then slices towards you.
Roger. Okay.
Okay.
Is this a save?
So this Blade of Disaster.
This is a spell, right?
This is a melee spell attack.
Cast within range of a Mage Slayer?
As it would turn out.
Okay. Let's go.
Sorry, I heard spell and my Mage Slayer button turned on.
Yes. I got another natural 20.
Bwah, 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 bwah.
You're welcome.
You get to stay. You're my new favorite. I'm sorry.
Take the damage first, and then we'll see if that one's still your favorite.
Wow.
Cool boy.
4. 6. Okay. God, it's so much math this episode. It's like I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons or something. So 10, 20, 7, 20, 32, 40 damage total for that. And then I'm making what kind of save on this? A dex?
This is just a melee spell attack. This isn't a save. This is just he can hit.
So he has to hit my AC.
You get a bonus to that also because of being a mage man.
Yeah, it is not enough.
Oh yeah, it would be advantage. So never mind. Disregard.
Yeah. So you cut back against Talos, and Talos, you can see, does have this like there is that just like motherfucker but like you can see that at this point, like he just has this wild smile on his face and is like nodding like good, use that. And he is going to let loose the fury of every storm at once, concentrated into a blade towards you. So would you like to make your save?
Sure. Oh my god. Okay, so I need to get 20 now?
Is that right? I believe you needed 20 last time, as you've used this ability 3 times now.
Right.
So,
yes.
Yep,
okay,
so you
25.
were looking for a 25.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
Your girl's not going down!
No. So Talos rears back and unleashes the fury of the storm through this blade. Gwen, it cuts through you. There are gasps from the audience as you, like, if we looked at this from like a cinematic moment, right? It's you, the tavern behind you, all of these bottles, all of this glass, this wire cage, and you just see everything behind you explode outward. Just off into the night, and you were just there. There is now going to be like this wicked diagonal scar that goes from like collarbone to waist as you have withstood Talos's fury.
There is just like a whole gob of blood coming from her mouth, She kind of like, is that all you got, old man?
And Talos looks at you, and he starts laughing. And he is laughing harder than he ever has, because you can see the reigning champ that had the Undertaker that was a little bit dusty. It had been there for a while. Just is part of the destruction. Like, it also just disappears, and in its place, what is Gwen's happiest, cheerful bar moment? What is the headshot that she would like in Talos's bar, having withstood Talos's fury?
It's gonna be the joint birthday party. That she
Where
had with her
everyone
friends.
is depressed, but you're having a great time.
Look, I got to celebrate with my friends. I'm sure after a few, everyone got happy, but Gwen is just so excited. You see the signs in the background where everyone's name is spelled incorrectly except for Arjhan's.
Perfect. Absolutely fantastic. And Talos will come up to you. Like, there's destruction. You see that there are like these onlookers that were there, like, getting up from the wreckage, and like some are like, "Are you okay?" Like they're like checking in on each other, and like even the figure that we identified as Oral, you can see that like there was just an ice block that was there in the snowfield that just like breaks off, and she like dusts off of her shoulder, and she looks at you, Gwen, and she makes like a little motion like, "Send me," and then like she dissipates. And
I'm gonna do second wind real quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Don't just pass out. Okay, cool.
And
Continue.
Talos, as you're like, "Is that all you got, old man?" And he approaches you and says, "No, but to kill you would be a waste of a perfectly good champion." And he will like pick you up in one hand and like show you to everyone that's left in the bar. And then you, like, as he sets you back down, just, "Guinevere!" And Phillip like runs up and like gives you like he goes to like give you a big hug, and then realizes, like, one, you are covered in blood. Two, you are injured beyond shit. And just, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you? I assume that you aren't okay." And as
I think
he's
that
like,
was the single best experience, no offense, that I've ever had in my life.
and Talos like looks at you, "None taken." And then there is just
I was
this.
saying that to Phillip.
He takes it for himself, but there is just this meh, as like, "God damn it!" And, like, Talos is like kicked again, and he like looks at Todd and just, "You got spunk. I like this kid." And Talos will look at the two of you and say, "You did it. Lasted longer than 3 rounds. Proud of you.
Thanks, big guy.
Now, first things first." And Talos will point towards the heavens from this, like, the tavern that's been destroyed, as a lightning bolt shoots down, and he grabs it just from out of the sky, and you can see that there is just this like wild rippling lightning bolt that is in his hand, and he grabs a bottle and he shoves it into the bottle and corks it. He hands that bottle to you.
Thank you.
"You wanted to be able to call on me. I don't miss."
I know. She like shifts a little bit. I know.
And then points towards Phillip. "You." And Phillip, "I don't know if I can rightfully take you as my champion.
Wait, I thought I was your champion.
I can have multiple champions. You're just the best one.
Yeah.
I could kill you and then bring you back the way that you were. Phillip also like, no, I don't want that, do I? I don't want that.
It's not that bad, honestly. It's fine.
And think about it. But what I can do is this. And you see that he takes Todd by the scruff of his neck, and Todd's just like not about it. And he raises
I was gonna
Todd.
grab Todd by the Todd. He
raises
has
Todd to the sky.
Oh my
Another
gosh,
lightning bolt comes down, hits Todd. You see Todd grows like 3 sizes and has this glorious golden coat about them. And like looks just like this like wicked mountain goat. And he sets Todd back down and says, if Umberlee can make a cow a high priest, points towards Todd, I can have a sacred animal too.
There is a small tear coming from Gwen's. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Now, Todd, and he points towards Phillip, and Phillip's like, what? And like looks, Todd turns, double kick to Phillip's chest, and Phillip just goes flying again. And like there's like a crack of thunder, and then Phillip just like as he's like getting up, his arm is there, and like you can see that like where there was that like black twisting curl, it looks like thunderclouds that are furling down to where his hand is. And he says, congratulations, you've been blessed by Todd.
And it's just like, honestly, this is the best way this day could have ended. I'm not, Talos, you are the man.
Don't you forget it. Now, 2 of you. This black book, Tharsden bullshit, it's not going to continue to be a problem. And Phillip getting himself up out of the wreckage. No, I don't think it will. I think I'm good.
Yeah. Are there still people in the arena?
They seem mostly, the majority of them are exiting at this point, but there are still some onlookers.
Gwen kind of like looks and then asks Talos to come down. Do you want it?
I want what?
The book.
No.
Okay.
Why would I want that?
I don't know. I don't want it. I don't know how to get rid of it.
That's why I don't want it.
There. I'll keep it safe.
If anyone tries to take it from you, break their goddamn hands.
Of course.
He nods.
At
like,
ankles.
No.
They don't call me the capper for nothing. She like taps her leg.
And you see that Talos also sort of like using the palm of his hand sort of like rubs into his knee a little bit as well. And so, God damn it, Levi. I just saw the our Todd is an awesome Todd in chat. And Talos looks at you and says, call on me at any time. We fixed your friend. What was the 3rd thing? I kind of got caught up in the fight. I can't really remember.
Honestly, I don't remember. I was really in kind of angry mode, but what about my eye? You said something about my eye.
Yeah, why haven't you used it?
I use it to see. What else can it do? You didn't tell me.
He'll pick you up by your shoulders, then set you down, like kind of like square you up a little bit. You ever played stickball? Or, like, really cut a log in half.
What?
Just fucking cut, okay?
Do a hand
Do it
chop.
mad!
Oh, God! She rages and then does a hand chop emotion.
Yeah, like, if you bring down your axe, Gwen, you do have access to Destructive Wave. You have had a spell that you could have been using this whole time.
It's not on my character sheet.
It should have been, and I apologize. But as you do, there is
Holy
just
shit!
this just there, that's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Talos.
And Talos nods, gives you a high five, and says, okay. Last thing. Your friends are in 3 different locations. The nerd,
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, the nerd is currently inside of a cave. He's talking to a big stone man. He seems pretty involved in it.
Okay.
Arjhan.
Okay. I was like, I was trying to figure out which one you were talking about first, but that
he
clarifies
seems like
things.
he's living his best life right now, honestly. He's in the hells, hanging out with a red dragon, and they're going to talk to... and he sort of, like, looks off in the corner of the bar, and you see that he takes out, like, this black rectangle that has several buttons on it. He, like, taps the bottom and starts pressing the buttons, and you see that the image on there shifts and changes until you see Arjhan riding the back of a red dragon going through Avernus.
Oh.
Zariel. He's going to talk to, Zariel.
By himself?
Well, he has a red dragon with him. I think that doesn't necessarily count as by himself, you know.
Okay.
If you want to give him back up, send you right there, no problem. Otherwise, your friend, the mantle bearer, they're looks like they're at a spa. They bought some rolls.
Are they actually a godling?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I
Like,
just
have
thought...
they not told you?
No, they have, but I don't necessarily believe everything they say. Yeah, and sometimes they get a big head, you know? They
Well,
think
no.
they know everything.
All Erathians are like that. Trust me. It's not just them.
Okay. One dragon, please, if I have a choice.
What about the kid? And he points back towards Phillip, and Phillip just...
Oh. Sorry. Where do you want to go?
And you see that Phillip, like, doesn't, like, he wants to say, like, not here with you. And he just has, like, this kind of dejected, like,
Actually,
his shoulders kind of get down, and he says, I'd like to go home.
Yeah. Can you give us a second before you launch us off?
Yeah, take your time. I, got some repairs that need done. And he, like, goes over, and you see that he just starts, like, picking up, like, singular broken boards from the side of the tavern.
Phillip, I didn't want this to be a shitting on you adventure. I know that you fucked up. You know that you fucked up. But I have also fucked up in the past. So I can't really, like... I think you would make a great adventurer. I think you are a great adventurer. And I think you just need to keep scope in mind. Because, yeah, I'm out here, like, fighting gods. But also...
I don't want to do that.
No.
I think I know what my calling is. You want to know what that's going to be? None of this.
Yeah.
Although I don't really know how, because now I didn't really like the look of it the first time, and now there's some depth to it, sure. I think I'm a cleric.
Well, you do have a holy goat.
And he looks over, and Todd is over there just, like, eating a glass bottle like it's nothing. I don't know if Todd is my goat anymore. I mean, like, you can't really,
Todd's
like,
nobody's goat.
No, it's wild animals and all that. Like, friends, sure,
Yeah.
but, like... I mean, Todd is in the big leagues now.
Hey. What do you want?
I want to be somebody. And I want to make a name for myself, and not just the Spice Bottom name. All my life, I've been a Spice Bottom. It's luxurious at times, I will give it that, but I am tired of my family and their legacy overshadowing me and mine.
I get that.
And as rough as it sounds, when I was on the road, just being Cal, that was one of the freest times I think I've experienced in a long time. But at this point, where I want to go, what I want to do, I think he said that Cori was having, was that a spa? I think a spa day would do me good. After all of this, I think a mani-pedi, and maybe like if they really worked in, I have some wicked blisters on my feet. I think that if they got some of that.
Yeah. Well, here, Gwen pulls out 17 platinum and hands it to him. I know you don't need my help. And I know, but we are partners in life and in marriage and relationship and all that. And I want to help you succeed the way you want to succeed. If you want to go be Cal on the road, go be Cal. Just be smart about it. And if you need me, call me. Or if you just want to like sext.
And he like looks at you and just like, ha.
Gotta get creative. You only have 25 words.
Okay. I guess I can do. I don't. Sure, I guess. I think, you know what? How about this? Cori and their partner have those little sendy stone things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should have one.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That way, in case I end up finding a journal with a malicious aura, I can let you all know, or ask and be like, hey,
yeah,
have you seen this before? Is this a good malicious journal? The letterhead seems very inviting.
I think that'll work. What also might be a good idea is for you to learn how to get in contact with Chua.
I could do that.
Just if you want more company or to know which way you're going, if you have questions about the land or anything like that. I know Chua's very busy, but like, for you.
Well, how about this? The Gated Glen is south of the spa, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably have all sorts of magic items, doodads, that sort of thing. After my little spa treatments, after I feel fully rested from this ordeal, I'll head there and I will start looking for goodies. Because if there's one thing I'm very good at, it's spending other people's money.
Samesies.
And there is a deep breath. And he says, thank you for fighting a literal god for me.
I'd do it again.
And that is why we are married.
She, like, grabs his face and just, like, plants a big kiss, like, holding the back of his head, and then pulls him away.
And
Take care of
like,
Todd.
His hair is, like, a little staticky now. It seems like you've had, like, a charge from Talos this whole time. And Todd will, like, nudge him on the shoulder, like, yeah, we're in it together, bud. Like, that sort of thing. And Talos, as you look over and, like, you last saw him, like, picking up boards, the entire side of the tavern is, like, back together now. Like, there is, like, a full, like, it has been fully set. And he says, all right, which way the wind blows. And Todd says, to the spa, or Phillip, to the spa, please. And Talos gives a nod, like, yep, I figured that one. And then he will look at you, Gwen.
Dragonbound.
Okay. So, Talos.
Yep. Sorry, just can you heal me real quick?
And he looks at you, kind of like looks you up and down. There's a grimace, and he says, "It's not really my portfolio. Have a good one." And he like taps you on the shoulder, as like both you and Phillip. Arjhan, you are on the back of Rasa. This is a great time. There is a brilliant flash of light, the smell of ozone, as a lightning bolt from the skies of Avernus crashes down behind you, and you hear Gwen give a startled shriek as it seems like this bloodied, beaten halfling has been transported with you. Cori, you have just gotten done with Ren. You have like a basket of some rolls. Like, that was the weirdest thing. This was awful. There is a brilliant flash of light, smell of ozone, and like you can like hear like a commotion as a cart is destroyed, and there's a cabbage dealer that's like, oh my god, why? As standing in the smoldering wreckage, you see Phillip, and is that Todd? Todd's looking good.
She would keep her ring on, you know, like she'd have Rife with her still.
Yeah.
So like that sword's out, like as she's like still sitting in the water, and she's just like, Todd, is that you?
Brr. And as Todd responds with this newfound baritone, that is where we're going to go into our break for the evening. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see all of you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we're back.
And over in whatever corner she's actually in, 3 feet tall, weighing in at 75 pounds of pure muscle, known as the Capper, the Spirit Slayer, the tiny terror herself, Gwen Stumpfoot.
I need this so much. I need all of this. I need to know what your walk-in theme is. Like we know what the gimmick is. We already know that, but I need to have the soundtrack. What gets me fucking pumped?
But it's the version on the cellos.
Okay.
That goes into the actual guitar song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm here for it. I'm also here for the rest of this game. So, last we left off, Arjhan, you were on the back of a red dragon. You were having a nice maybe date. I mean, it was like a work date kind of thing. Like you needed to go and speak to Zariel, hanging out with Rasa. Always nice. A lightning bolt has hit, and now a bloodied, beaten, battered
Holy
Gwen
shit.
is like on the back of Rasa, and Rasa like kind of like swerves a little bit. And like there is like fire coming out of her mouth as she like turns her head back. Like,
we are not under attack. Gwen got lightning bolted in. What the fuck happened?
Good to see you, Gwen. And like goes like head turns back.
I fought Talos, and I didn't go down. Talos turned Todd into his, I don't even know, like his goat champion, and he's like a godly paladin now. And Phillip is at the spa with Cori, and he's good. We're done with that stuff. I have a large gash
we're
in my
not.
chest.
I actually do need to talk to him, but anyway.
Talos?
Phillip.
Oh, okay. I'm
yeah.
gonna need a nap.
Okay. Well, we're about indeterminate amount of time from Zariel.
Just give me give me a good 30 minutes. I'm just gonna.
And Rasa will turn back to you, Arjhan, and like, we could do 30 minutes, right? Like, she's like down to like take you to Zariel, but like at the same time, your friend is just like, I just need just a quick lay down. I just need a beer and
I do have a potion of greater restoration if we need to use it.
Healing word. Fourth level.
Oh.
15 points. That was a 4th level spell.
Thank you. You know what? I'm gonna be okay now. Thank you.
Are there any lasting injuries? You have your remaining eye that's not full of starlight.
Oh yeah, apparently this can do like a magic thing that I didn't know about. So we'll be fine. I also haven't summoned my guys, so if I need a little bit of an entourage. Okay.
Oh, okay. How did it go?
Honestly, probably the best experience of my life. I hit him a bunch. He hit me a bunch. We were in a cage match, and he threw me against it and electrified me. He did this thing where he threw his hand at me, and I didn't go down. And then his hand turned into like where the thing was, turned into like this blade of like force and energy and electricity, and it shoved right into me. And she points to her scar, and I didn't go down. It was amazing.
Oh, great.
And we solved the Todd or the Phillip problem. So,
Well, like I said, I still do need to talk to him before the other part of that becomes a problem.
Yeah. Question: do you know any gods that are like made of ice?
You can make a religion check, Arjhan.
Can I describe her better than that?
Yeah. Still fresh in your mind.
19.
Mm-hmm.
19? Arjhan, you were familiar with the gods of ire, the gods of fury, after the last time that Gwen was like, I had to speak to the deity of shapeshifters and all that. Like, you kind of like freshed up. You're familiar with Oral.
Last time you had to pick a fight with Malar, right? Well,
yeah.
He's friends with Auril.
Sure.
The god of winter.
I mean, she was pretty wintry. She wanted me to call her. I'm not gonna. It was one of those things where, I got some attention is all I'm saying.
Okay.
It was really cool though. Like, this is a good thing.
I mean, with Auril around, I bet.
Oh, yeah. 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 I don't think anything's going to top this day.
And
plus, Todd got turned into a god thing, so that's awesome. He's like a full-ass, like, mountain goat now. Yeah. I mean, not like a god, but, like, he's, like, Talos' chosen being animal thing.
Sweet.
Yeah, moving up in the world.
So he's okay.
Yeah. What are we doing, by the way?
We're going to talk to Zariel and ask her if it's okay to summon Orcus into her plane.
Cool. Right. We'll let you do the talking.
Yeah, Gwen, you are
I
still
have a
like
charisma of 8.
You're still a little woozy.
Yeah.
I have a charisma of 8, but Rasa and I both have letters from Tiamat.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Well, if you need me to talk, let me know.
How did Zariel react to Gwen after the fight?
Oh, right.
Yeah, after after the fight, Zariel, I mean, if anything, she was interested in a round 2, but her allegiance was to Asmodeus. But there's a general understanding from one warrior to another that Gwen can get it, you know? Like it's one of those things like you survived fighting against an Archduke of the Hells, and it turns out that wasn't even like that's not even like your highest bar at this point.
Bro, that's just a Tuesday.
We are going to get Gwen a goth girlfriend of every divine flavor.
That's the real goal of the 4 keeps.
4 keeps? No, not 4 keeps. 4 girlfriends.
4 girlfriends. Well, it's their houses, right? Like that's the goal, is that you need to go to 4 different keeps. I think we're killing Danae.
I'm good.
All right. Cesario.
Yeah, so yeah, we will say that soaring through the air on Rasa's back, once you reach like a certain distance threshold, some devils will begin like kind of like floating up into the sky and just like, hey, like what are you doing in this airspace kind of deal, in which case like Rasa will like kind of float up a little bit, show the mark of station, show the papers that you need, and these nameless guards will agree that they will, you know, take you to the landing area, up towards where like the top of Zariel's castle is. And you can see that like this landing area is actually a newer addition. It doesn't seem like it has the same kind of tarnish and patina from the overall heat of Avernus that the other metals in this structure would possibly have, kind of tying into the fact that Zariel is one of the newer archdukes. This was not her palace initially, but she, you know, she's making it do. She's making it work. And upon seeing, and upon your group's arrival of a red dragon, Gwen, and Arjhan, you land, and you can see that at this place, Zariel is already there. It seems that having heard word of your coming, the fact that, oh, like Tiamat has sent for you, she remembers your group as well. And she is like, she has her hands kind of tucked behind her back. Her wings are also sort of like at more of an attentive posture. And she looks at your group and says, "It's not often that the Queen of Dragons calls for audience. Speak your case." She will like look over towards you, Gwen, when you like, hi, like wave, and she just like gives you like a little bit of a nod, like she acknowledges you, but she's not going to be like, hi, bestie. Yeah.
Archduke, we've come with the same issue that we recently spoke with Asmodeus about. It may become possible to coerce Orcus into relinquishing the true name of Caius, the final thing that we need. We aren't prepared to do so on his own plane. Your legions have faithfully held the Blood War to this plane. We believe there's no safer place in the planes to draw him if need be. We ask your leave to hallow ground in Avernus, and if necessary, use the Demonomicon of Igwilf to summon and bind Orcus in order to coerce him into divulging that true name.
And when you mention the Demonomicon, like her eyes narrow, like she does not like that book. It seems like as far as titles go, that one is a pretty hefty player. However, that being said, technically you guys already have a more powerful thing at your disposal, and that's the ability to bind something like Caius into a sentient weapon. So she's already sort of like, well, like, sure, you have a bazooka, but you also have a nuke. So, like, kind of thing.
And then I'll just quickly go over, like, these are the precautions that we've already taken. The wand is out. The wand has been doused in Tiamat's blood. It is out. It is discorporated. It's going to be 100 years before that thing's
a problem again. Yeah. And I think that when you, like, get started talking about, like, your preparations, she will actually, she'll raise a finger just to put it onto a brief pause, and she will usher you all into, or she won't usher you in, but she'll have a war table brought in to this room by a set of her devils. And like before she even does, she's like, let us not talk until they have exited. This place has many ears. And then once they have brought in the table, then obviously we'll start going over like, okay, like you've melted the staff. Great. Not fighting on Orcus's home turf. Your rate of survival is increased significantly. Wanting to make hallowed ground. She is torn. She understands its use, and she herself was capable of doing such a thing at one point. She is curious as to whether or not, like, what the effects of it will be, essentially. To hollow something whose name, like, to whom are you hollowing?
Well, primarily it would be to weaken Orcus, undead and demons. I don't know I don't know the specifics.
She's more asking when you make a hollowed area, you will typically dedicate that area to a deity.
Tiamat.
She's fine with that. To get her, she won't be able to pull, obviously, the entirety of her forces to assist in this. She is, however, willing to contribute.
I wouldn't ask you to do that unless you had forces to spare and deemed it significant. All I ask is for a place that we can do this from, and that if things go south, you do what you've already been doing and contain the threat.
She nods and says that there are two ideal locations. One is going to be on the barren plains, where as far as like blood war happenings go, this is just sort of like a blasted hillside, but there aren't any real places to hide. There aren't any, like, there's nothing around it. It is just kind of this barren land. Alternatively, there is going to be one of the many calderas that exists in the mountainous regions She is going to try and suggest that the caldera is going to be the better play, because if they have time to set up and then you summon Orcus there, even if for some reason things go a little haywire, knowing that Orcus would then have to fight his way through the natural landscape of Avernus to get anywhere or gain any traction. Same thing with his minions. She seems that is much more of the preferable idea.
Perfect.
So yeah, that is her suggestion. She's given you blessing to begin the hollowing process.
Okay. We are going to have to leave to get supplies for this and more reinforcements. How soon will your people be there?
And she says 1 week. If you give her 1 week, she will ensure that not a majority, but a sizable number of her forces will be ready and waiting at the spot that has been designated.
We'll prepare. Thank you, Zariel.
And she just nods and says, I have been tasked with assisting in the ever-changing, ever-evolving blood war. To defeat Orcus would allow for little question as to whether or not I deserve this station, as there are those on Avernus who do not believe that one such as myself, and she flexes her fallen angelic wings, are fit to rule. I understand that combat is not your intention with Orcus. I would recommend that you prepare for your worst case scenario.
That's what we're doing.
Good.
That said, hey, we're about to beat up Orcus if he doesn't give us a name. Is there any way to make sure he gives us a fucking name?
Zariel? I'll check. Zariel has never extorted Orcus for anything. And typically, to extort a demon is to find fault, right? You have to find something, a break in their defenses, something that they desire, something that they want, something that they need. A lot of demons, hey, I got this cool book as to how to fuck up all of your other friends. Obviously, they're going to love that. She, again, recommends not giving the Demonomicon of Igwil to Orcus. That seems like a very bad idea. However, with Orcus, the one thing that they care about, and care is putting a strong word, they want to see the end. Whether it ends in worms, whether it is the destruction of all natural and unnatural life, Orcus wants to exist, to see that. The things that you can use to threaten Orcus: eternal damnation, in the sense of binding them to a demiplane where they cannot escape, where their powers are unable to be used. Or she has heard that on the 4th layer in Stonemantle R&D that there was a group of adventurers, and she motions to you all, who helped recover an engine. An engine attached to a weapon that can turn the tide of the Blood War. To threaten Orcus with returning to a Lemure into the River Styx, to remove everything that they were, to have them start over is one thing. To ensure that they fight under an ordered system, that is Orcus's hell. To force them into a regiment, into a regime where they have to play by the rules, that's pretty damning. And as much as Zariel does not necessarily want Orcus to be reincarnated as a devil and go through the whole process of having Orcus as a young devil, it is significantly better than having the Demon Prince of Undeath wage the war that they have been.
Ooh. I like
Bind
your
them
style.
to structure.
Mm.
All
You
right,
nasty. Sorry.
so we have to go. So we will need to make a call on the stone mantles and probably go check on Cori's dad.
And Zariel will nod and say, that is my militaristic suggestion. If you seek assistance in traveling to Phlegethos, I can take you there. Or if you wish to return to the material plane. Or looks towards Rasa, the Astral Sea. I can create a pathway for you.
Gwen, Rasa. I mean,
I'm sorry, I spilled my beverage. No, that sounds great. Do we are we meeting up with
how
them?
did you bring a drink down here?
It's hot. What was I supposed to not drink water? Hydrate or dehydrate, my dude. Anyways, do we have a meetup time with Gwen, with Cori and Caelum?
No, I was just gonna bounce back to the saying. Actually, why don't we go scope out the Caldera? That way, if we need to, we can key Gideon there.
Yeah.
And I should be able to get us back through Gideon once we're there.
Zariel will nod. You see that they will take one of their own feathers, this like darkened, black and charred feather, and they hand it to you. And as they do, you see that like the actual like feathering falls off, and what is left is this metallic barb that you can use as a tuning fork to return to Avernus.
I appreciate this. Is that there's a thing about Arjhan and Archangel feathers?
There is. This seems like it is. It seems fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems fine.
It was lovely to see you. If you ever want to rematch, bar today, I'm down.
She looks at you and gives a nod and says, were my day not so busy putting down rebellions and stopping an endless war, I would fight you here on the spot, but not that you are weak or in need of recovery.
No, of course not.
But maybe. Ask me when the war is over. I will gladly fight you.
Cool. We As we walk out, I just turn to Arjhan and go,
Oh man, your god really did a number on you, didn't he?
oh my god. Fucking. But no, I mean, like, that's never going to happen, right? The war's never going to end. It's been going on for like a
No,
millennia.
not here. Not here. Not here.
Oh, God. So much water everywhere.
And I think that Arjhan, you and Gwen will get onto the back of Rasa, and then can go and begin kind of scoping.
Yeah. So the plan is touch down in Caldera, and I got to shuffle achievements and everything, but
of course,
polymorph Rasa, road trig, to Gideon.
Okay.
And then we'll go to Burstane there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Can I just say, I'm not making a joke about writing your girlfriend. I'm actively not doing that.
Great.
Thank you.
That's some character development. I know that's taking a lot of restraint right now. Meanwhile, in Burstane, Cori, you were having a spa day. You were having a nice time. Big old thunderbolt. Like dire-sized goat. Golden. Incredulous horns. A little bit of electricity like running off of them. And a very beleaguered looking Phillip who, like, again, as soon as they arrive, just like they cannot hold themselves. And it seems like this Abishai, who was, like, every spa needs a cabbage dealer. What is a spa without cabbage? It seems that, most spas don't have cabbage dealers, and this spa is now exactly like many of those other ones. As the name Cinna? Is that their name? As Cinna, very...
Cinna is the spa attendant. The cabbage merchant was just another Abishai.
Gotcha. Okay, so Cinna seeing Phillip arrive with Todd just... like looks at them, and then you see like there is like a brief moment where they're kind of like giving them a once over. Just, you have to pay to be here, and like Cori, you see them being like, you just came in. Are you staying?
Corey's like rushing up with like throwing on like a robe, like. Put him on my tab. Put him on my tab. Phillip. What happened? Where's Gwen?
Oh, rightfully, I think on the back of a dragon right now.
So it all went well?
Well, that's a way to phrase it, and like
this is one of our dragons, right? Not like a Talos dragon taking her to the afterlife.
It was a red one, and it seemed to be palling around with Arjhan a little bit. And
good.
Phillip will like explain like, so Gwen fought Talos for me. The black thing is gone. It's like cloudy, smoky things now, and I'm not particularly for it. I'm not against it either. I think I'm a cleric or maybe a warlock. I don't really know.
She's gonna just grab his arm and like start examining it while he's explaining.
Yeah, it as you like go to touch it, you get like a static shock from it. And yeah, make an Arcana or a religion check.
Yes, I can do that. Natural 1, but it's a 7.
Okay, so a natural 1.
Does he have bountiful luck yet? What level is he?
Phillip? Phillip also does not know what the situation is as a whole. Cori, as you're looking at this, and you're looking at it, you know that boons can override other boons.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the god owner like thingy works. You're also familiar with how warlocks work. You've seen those before. You are familiar with how warlocks work. Based on what Phillip has told you, you are assuming and you are guessing that Phillip is somehow the Warlock of Todd. It
Yes!
was Todd who kicked Phillip and
Yes!
instigated the change.
I don't care if this is right or wrong. I'm all for believing this.
You are fairly certain that this is the case.
Oh, that is genius. Why didn't I think of that?
I'm sorry. What?
She's just gonna turn over to Todd and just like hands on either side of his face and just like full on headbutt him, just like, oh, you beautiful creature, you.
Cori, as you headbutt Todd, as there is that connection, there is a like lightning flash that traces through your mind. Todd, from what you were able to tell with that natural one, has deific power that has been instilled in them. This is not just Todd with a lowercase t. This is Todd with a capital T.
Oh my god.
When they write about him in manuscripts to the future, his name will be written in red to show his anger.
She just like has a solemn moment with him.
And Todd looks at you, and that same transference of like, I too have known sacrifice. Like there is like that, just like it's like, it is like somebody just did the Pratt keeping from Jurassic Park back to you. And you feel calm in Todd's presence.
You and I walk the same road.
Todd gives you this steady nod like they can totally understand you now.
Yep. God damn it. This moment goes on for like too long, to the point where like Phillip
Phillip is already just like like taking off their gear to like get into the spa. That's what they wanted. They wanted a spa day, and you're over there being like, you don't understand, Phillip. This goat has done unspeakable things.
God damn it. Todd damn it.
Todd damn it. Yep.
Todd damn it. Which I assume he can do now. I'm sorry. This. Do you want the sweet taste of butter? Help me.
This is why we play Dungeons and Dragons. It was never about the dungeons or the dragons. It was about the goat.
It was always about the goat, you guys.
But yeah, you see that like after you have this moment and you're sort of just like of course it makes sense. You hear a splish, 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 and next thing you see is like Todd resting nose above the water in this spa. Just like a lily will come by and just like eat the foliage of the spa as it's going by. But it seems like Todd is, he kicked Talos twice and he got blessed for it.
Hell yeah. Cori is going to make her way into the water, and she'll hang out next to Todd, like probably like braid flowers into his goat hair. And she'll just interrogate Phillip as to what happened and how it went.
Yeah, and Phillip will give you every detail. He will describe how Talos removed his hand to create this sword out of wind that destroyed most of the tavern. He was trapped in a bottle. Todd was trapped in a bottle. Gwen... And he also apologizes for having left the house after you told him not to. He just really wanted to confer with Gwen. And you see that like there is like a little bit of like a twinge of sadness when he talks about going to see Gwen, because that is attributed to her having some unkind words to him. And I think he'll even go so far as to say like, she really loves me, I guess. She fought a god. She said that she'd do it again, to save me. She also said that I was very stupid, and you know what? I will admit to that. I have had some less than stellar ideas within the last little bit, and you know what? I'm just gonna kind of go thing I told Gwen, I'm gonna rethink Cal. I'm gonna change up their look. They're not gonna have the lisp this time. The beard was a little scratchy. I think I'll try and grow my own this time. I'm more of a clean-shaven fellow, but it's really the sandy blonde hair that comes through. It makes it look really patchy and not very full until it's like a very full beard. And I've never got a very full beard. The Spice Bottoms aren't really a hairy lot. But I think first things first, I actually have a question for you, Miss Cori, Mr. Cori, Coriander. How do you make it work?
How do you mean?
A long distance thing. Like, I know that you and Oliviette, you're a thing, but she's always off doing her own thing, and you're off doing your... How do you have it, like, stay in contact? Is it like an... Gwen and I have decided that we are going to try the sending stone thing. She has asked for some very explicit things that I'm not sure I'm comfortable with yet, but you know what? We'll work on it as a couple. However, how do you, like, if you send a message, do you expect like an immediate response? Or do you sort of know, like, oh, it's going to happen at some point, and then what if it doesn't? Does the stone still work? Is it like, the phrase is long distance, I think? How do you make this long distance relationship work?
Well, I won't pretend it's easy. I think it's different for everyone. And... well, I suppose the most important thing is that everyone's expectations are the same.
Right.
25 words a day is not enough.
So, multiple sending stones, then?
Oh, why didn't I think of that? That sounds very expensive.
She gave me a lot of money. And he'll hold up, like, a satchel of 17 platinum pieces. Just, wow.
That could do it. I think it's also nice to have a friend who knows sending. Helps. Fortunately, we do have someone in our party who is usually within arm's reach of Gwen.
So they're your sending stone.
I wouldn't objectify him like that. It's a favor. And it's not expected of him. He's just a very nice person.
Phillip will nod. So my plan, buy multiple sending stones.
She's gonna turn and like commune with Phillip for a moment. Like, can Phillip communicate long distance?
Oh, commune with Todd?
Oh, Sorry, I have confused myself now because Black Phillip is now in my head as Goat.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna turn and commune with Todd for a moment. Like, can Todd communicate long distance?
You pose this question to Todd and just and they're like making themselves louder, larger braying.
Suppose that would work to some distance.
And yeah, I think that the group of you are like, and like you're like, oh, if you do what Todd does, and Phillip just like he's like trying to make goat noises, but he doesn't know how best to make these goat noises.
I don't know if you have the embouchure for braying.
As like they're making those noises, Arjhan, you, Gwen, a polymorphed Rasa exit out of Gideon into Verstaine. Is that a thing that is happening? Is that
Yeah.
good? Okay.
Yeah.
the three of you, like, Rasa is looking around. She is just like...
And I will dispel the polymorph as soon as we're in the street.
Okay. There are screams. There are people who have never seen a dragon. They thought that dragons, to a degree, were only ever in books. But here is this big red dragon, and Rasa is, like, speaking in common, just, hello! But, like, it's very, like, hello! Like, oh! And, like, you see, like, Fiorette is, like, holding up a loaf of bread, and Rasa with 2 fingers. And, like, her eyes get big, and she sort of, like, sits up a little bit. Cori, you, Todd, and Phillip are, like, in the middle of, like, okay, no, like, you don't have the embouchure for braying. Like, let's try and figure this out. And then you just hear screams and shouts, and then also in the, like, no, it's okay. And, like, you recognize as Arjhan. And, like, oh, Arjhan's here. Hooray! And, like, over the wall of the spa, you see 2 large wings that sort of, like, pop up and then, like, sidle back down.
And he brought a friend. Phillip, do you want to stay here for a bit? Maybe
I've had a day.
relax? It's been a long day, I can imagine.
Gwen knows that I'm here, and I promise that I will not leave without saying goodbye.
Good. She'll turn back to Todd, and just, like, forehead, and just take care of him. And then she'll, like, she's probably already paid the attendance.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
She wouldn't stiff the bill.
There's no attendance in the building right now. Everyone has run to the street to see what the commotion is about.
If she hasn't paid them already, she'll drop some gold and, she's gonna fly to go and meet her friends.
Yeah, and you see a adult-sized red dragon in the street that's currently, like, looking around, like, saying hello to people as they are just, like they have, like, gone into their homes. And, like, the city, like, their militia, for lack of a better term, which is, like, led by Girana and a bunch of, like, other trained people are, like, coming down the street. But then they see you, and Girana, like, puts a hand to the side and just looks at Rasa and, like, just runs, just sprints down the street. And, like, you can hear her laughing the entire way as she does. And then, like, she, like, slides up and just, like, looks at Rasa and just, where did they find you? And, like, just, like, patting on the side of the head. Like Girana is, like, immediately comfortable around this adult-sized red dragon, and Rasa, like, oh, hello, you're very friendly. And you see Kendek kind of, like, come out of the forge and look at Rasa, and then just tucks himself back into the forge. Stroon comes out and is, like sniffing at Rasa's feet, because, like, they are just massive, and, like just doing that, like, nosing thing. And, like, Ren is, like, in the process of, like, it's fine. The dragon's here. That you all saw the itinerary back in your homes. Like doing his absolute best to try and, like, let's not draw attention to this world-altering thing that you have just seen. Stay inside. And Rasa is just like they just, like, take a sit in the middle, and, like, they see Stroom and just, this place is lovely. It smells very nice.
Yeah, this is Vestane. This is the home that I made. Is Cori here?
Yeah, you see Cori is just, like, flying to meet you.
Yeah, investiture of wind, so it's not quiet.
Hi,
Oh,
Cori.
great.
Gwen! Gonna pick her up and like lay on hands. Like how
Ah!
far down are you in HP?
Oh, honey. Out of 223, I'm at 24.
All right, you're getting a lot. 95 hit points, my friend.
Ah, Cori! I got to fight Talos!
Yeah, Gwen
I
looks
didn't
go
fucked
down.
up. Like, all of the clothing is just, like, ripped, torn. Like, you could have changed your clothes in Gideon. It didn't want to. This is cooler right now.
I heard you did incredibly, Gwen.
Oh, it's so cool. He hit me and she like pulls up her shirt so you can see the scar across her. He hit me with his like his hand fell off, threw off, and he hit me, and then he like his hand turned into like this like wind and like knives, and it shoved it right in me, and then I didn't go down.
You didn't even die once.
Not even once. Todd became a god.
She didn't even die once. Like it looks at Arjhan. I told you she'd be fine.
Yeah, I should have trusted it.
Oh, sorry. Was there some confusion when I left?
We were worried about you.
Yeah, typically whenever gods kidnap one of us, it's not good.
I mean, yeah, fair. Usually when your gods kidnap you. I got an eye last time. And
Let's
it
be
can
honest.
do stuff, Cori.
Really?
Didn't the god,
Yeah.
like, just break your hand?
Well, yes, and then well, but a hand is a hand, and an axe is an axe.
I was cross with him about that.
Wow.
When you say a hand is a hand and an axe is an axe, Jirana just like, No, total sense. Obviously.
I do have to admit I had some words with him before. I don't know if he has the best opinion of me.
Oh. Well, I mean, when I left and asked him, we talked about you a little bit. He didn't seem like angry or anything.
Oh, good. Water under the bridge, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or over it, in the air, in the clouds.
Godlings is, I believe, what he said.
Yeah. Like, at this point, like, Ren is, like, coming up and just sort of hands. So, where are you from? I don't think you're from around here. And Rasa, like, says, I am Rasa. I am the 6th lieutenant in Tiamat's army, newly appointed. And until now, I was from the Astral Sea, but I think I may relocate. I don't know where. Normally we return back to the Hells, and the Hells is very nice. But I think, and Jirana just, you're from Space Sea? Like she's just like, what is this? Do you know Great Ma? Have you seen Great Ma? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. They are big, massive dragon. Maybe. I don't know. You're very intense. And, like, you again see Kendek, like, leaning out of the forge, but, like, with a large weapon. And then they see that, like, everyone's cool with it, and you see, like, the weapon goes back in and just comes out and looks at this. And Rasa will, like give, like, a little hurried wave to everyone that has come up to her.
I want to say that as soon as Ren like becomes visible, Arjhan's got a high enough wisdom to notice that like Cori's demeanor changes like entirely.
Arjhan will remember this. Is Caelum done with whatever he's doing? I mean, I think I got done what we needed to, but I need to get about 1,000 gold worth of spell components, and I believe Rasa needs to talk to Queen Blacketh. And yeah.
I can't say for sure whether or not he's done. I do still have a sending left for today, so I could ask.
Oh, I think I could. Is Caelum available?
Caelum is available.
Is is everything all right? Did you find what you were looking for? We're in Vistane. Uh, need to go to Astral Sea soon. That's it.
The response that you get is better than okay. I found a door. Groon's alive, sorta. I'll be back. I'll be back. Give me 10 minutes. God, I'm tired.
Okay. Groon's alive. Kind of.
And Rasa looks down. What's a Groon?
Really?
I believe Groon was a giant that
It's like a elephant thing, right?
he's like a dream giant that Caelum spoke to, who
There was a
died.
library.
Yeah,
It's kind of a lot. It's been like 200 some episodes.
It's remarkable, is what it is.
Alright,
What
I'm
does
so sorry.
kind of mean?
I don't know. Those were his exact words.
Hmm.
The tower's big enough for dragons, right?
Yeah.
Would y'all like to go somewhere a little bit more private to discuss this?
And Girana says, I am going wherever this one is going. And like pats the big like arm of Rasa.
Cool.
No.
Oh. Do you mean then you and I, we are going to have how they say girl time after this, And Rasa's like, I don't know what that means. I don't either. It's going to be fine.
Is that, you know what? I could tell you all about my fight with my god.
Who is your god? Are they weak?
Talos, the god of lightning and storms.
I get you. Rasa, yes, let's please go.
Yeah, and Rasa will just like
There I was.
you will
Stuck
find
in his tavern.
you will find that that Girana does not know Talos by that name. They would know them as I believe Kovek is their name, as more of like from where Girana is. That is like the old name for the storm god. But
yeah.
she's like, oh my god, like she's like watching, like you describe this, like she's fully enamored. And then like the guards are like still like way back after Girana had run up, and they're like, are we good? And like Girana and Ren are both like, you can go, it's fine, it's fine, just go, shoot, go. So yeah, Girana is enraptured with Gwen's tale of bravery. Arjhan, you are pulling Rasa into the Dragon Forge to
the tower.
To have a conversation about these things. Cori, you are doing your best to, honestly, as far as your day goes, this is not the weirdest or the worst one that you've had. You got to meet a burgeoning Todd deity and baby's first patron. It's a great time. You're having a fun time, and that is, I will say, as the group is getting ready to have this meeting to kind of talk things out, that is where Caelum will arrive next time that we play. We are going to be ending for tonight, and again, I do apologize. I am going to be out of town next week, so you'll have to wait 2 weeks to find out what happens in Verstane. Here with now the first flesh and blood actual dragon here on the plane in quite some time.
There was one here like a week ago.
Yeah, but like nobody knew that. fine. It's okay. It's great. But speaking of things that are great and that I oft looked forward to, hey LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitches, where we will be dark this week. Why? For what reason are we missing streams? It's because Lauren, aka Ren Reckless, will be in my home
And Matt.
on Wednesday. And Matt. Matt will be there too. But mostly Lauren. So we'll post a bunch of pictures in the Discord and the Twitters, and you guys can see all the fun that we're having. We're going to do trivia. I hope that there's a Lord of the Rings section, because really that's the only time that I really kind of amplify myself. But yeah, so this week we're going to be dark. The next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be on TGK tomorrow. But beyond that, it's going to be dark until next week, Monday. So tune in for that. That's me, DanaeKeener.com.
Hoi, I'm Cyber. You can find me on twitch.tv/cyber1201, where I think we only have like 1 or 2 more streams of Phantom Hourglass before that's done. Unfortunately, the GBA Pokemon games were not uploaded, so I will not be becoming a Poke streamer, so I have to figure out what else to do. But that's not to say I won't be busy, because I think on the 12th of March, that's a Sunday, I will be doing a fun new game on twitch.tv/highshelfcollective. It may have to do with the Cypher system. It may have to do with Zelda. I'm not sure that anything has been actually announced yet, so we will... That's from Hyrule Warriors. That's not real.
How dare you?
It's Zelda.
It is Zelda. There is also, soon, I don't know when it comes out, but there is a DM's Guild supplement through the Veils, Monsters of the Feywild. Check that out. I have a writing credit on that. It'll be cool. Don't go follow me on Twitter, because that's dying. DanaeKeener.com.
Wow. Hey, speaking of DanaeKeener.com, that's me. Or rather, the person that website is for. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drugs, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me at Danae Keener for the foreseeable future on the dying website that is Twitter. So you can go there and look at the pin tweet that has my schedule on it. Wowee, DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/IndoorAdventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And right now, you can also catch me over when we're playing on 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Twitch.tv/LBHackEmUp, where we are in a lovely Monster of the Week game that is in the process of wrapping up, because we know what our mystery is. And it is going to be rather scary and dangerous, I hope.
The horses are loose, baby.
The horses are loose, and there's little lizard people with funky hats riding around that we have to apparently steal their third eye. Look, there's a lot going on in that Monster of the Week game. I highly recommend you check it out. It's been a blast. But that's as far as where you can find me throughout the week. Otherwise, of course, the dying hellscape that is Twitter, at IndoorWhatTheFuck. Or you can join us on Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description of this audio cast down below. Discord's not dying last I checked, because I keep paying the money, so I really hope that they're not dying. But that being said, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself again, or any of these folk, again, that Discord chat off to the side, best place that you can do it. We are going to be heading out, though, so I'd like to once again say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!